All right, we're back with another episode of the Austin Pod. I think this is coming out towards the end of October. I'm Anthony, the ATX drinker. I review all the bars and cocktails in Austin. And this is Rachel. She runs 512 Bites. She's a big foodie in Austin, Texas, and also has a page called Rachel Lately. Today, we have a really fun episode. After we do our little weekly update, we're going to be talking about the best music venues in Austin, Texas, which hits dearly to both of our hearts. We actually are, I don't know what you say, like the influencers who actually love going out.
Yes.
And we're big music people, even with EDM, rock. It doesn't matter what it is. We pretty much go out all the time to hear live music. So I'm excited for this episode.
I think most people, will say they love live music, but I think there's definitely like a venue for each person's taste. You know what I
Sure.
mean? Like the low back or the low key people are not going to be going to like Coda usually or something.
That's a great point. And, for me, I'm checking the calendar like weekly to see who's here, what DJs are playing, what bands coming to the Moody.
You are on top of it. I guess that's a good question to start with. How do you keep up with everyone who's coming into Austin? Because I feel like I get so overwhelmed and I even miss things, as you know, that I'm like, wait, what? They're coming? I didn't know.
Yeah, that is a great question. On the EDM side of things, EDM Train is an app that just fixes all those problems. So download that app, you choose a city, and then it shows you every single artist that's coming here. And I just go through that, and I'll be like, oh, cool, in 3 weeks, I want to see this person. When it comes to more of like the local bands and things like that, you just got to follow the Instagram page of the bar. So like Continental Club, I think I've actually found out about Leon Bridges being there from a post by them, and so many other people in the city were like, Leon Bridges is going to be here? I had no idea. And then I eventually posted it, When, Where, What posted it. So you got to follow the places that you like the venue first, and then you're going to find the artist after.
That's true. There's also this Instagram account that I feel like really does a great job of posting every single concert of usually big names that are coming through, and that's ATX Concert.
So funny, because I just met him.
Oh, really?
Yeah, when I was at South Congress Hotel for that event.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he was just like, you're the ATX drinker, right? I'm like, yeah, what's up? And because I didn't know what his face was, so I didn't know who he was. And he's like, oh, I'm ATX Concerts. So it was like really cool to meet him.
Yeah, when his flyers pop up for me, I'm like, oh shit, I didn't know they were coming. I also get some intel from Spotify, like whoever you listen to,
yeah.
it'll say like randomly when the next time they're gonna be near you will be. So, but it is close to Halloween now, and I wanted to start off with a question that's got me and my friends in a battle right now, and that's Halloween lands on a Thursday this year. And some would argue that is the worst day for Halloween to land on because it's like, which weekend is Halloween weekend?
Yeah, that's a great point.
Is it going to be like October, like this one that just passed, which is October 26th and 27th? Or can you still dress in Halloween costume November 1st and November 2nd?
Oh, that's such a hard question. I want to say both weekends because the bars are definitely going to still be doing their theme at least until November 2nd. Do you agree?
No. So I think it's so weird to be in a Halloween costume on November 1st and 2nd.
I know, I agree with that. But do you think the bars will keep it decorated?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Okay, so that's my thing. You won't feel out of place, I think.
I guess if you go to one of the Halloween decor bars, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
And maybe I'm completely wrong. I do think a portion of people will still be dressed up. And I'm not referring to Dia de los Muertos, which is November 1st. That is a whole different type of celebration and way of dressing up. I'm talking about like
Going on.
Halloween,
Yeah.
topical Beetlejuice, spooky costumes. Apparently, like the Australian breakdancer is going to be a big one. Or, you know what I mean? Like, I just don't think it feels right on November 1st and 2nd to be dressed up. And I feel like, this is my prediction, that most people will not be dressed in costume unless they're going to a spooky bar November 1st.
Yeah, I'm probably the bad person to ask because I don't really dress up.
What?
Yeah,
Every year?
I just go out. Yeah, unless like my friends are doing a party, we'll dress up. But we don't dress up and then just go to a bunch of bars. So it's more of
okay.
like a specific Halloween event.
Okay.
But that's a great question, like you said. So if there's a day to dress up, then yeah, I think you're right. The weekend before is probably the best one.
Yeah. I say this because my friend, her birthday is November 4th, and she was like, oh, but my birthday weekend is literally Halloween weekend. And I'm like, November 1st and 2nd, like that's not Hollow Weekend. Like Hollow Weekend is the one that just passed, which
Yep.
is October 26th and 27th. That is just the way it is. And I will fight anyone. No, I'm kidding. I actually don't care, but that's just my opinion. So I
Well,
had to get your take on it.
The good thing is it is Austin, and keep Austin weird. So if somebody's dressed, you
I
can
know.
do it here.
Again, no one will care if
Yeah.
you dress up November 1st. It's just me. I'm like, it doesn't feel right. Like October 31st is the end of spooky to me. November 1st, I will likely be putting my Christmas tree up. So
Yeah. Well, the good thing is on 6th Street, you see people dressed up year round. So
yes, as clowns. Speaking of Halloween, I did recently go to House of Torment, and it's brand new from what I went. I went like 10 years ago in college. It was by the Highland Mall, and they have truly expanded and brought a bunch of new aspects to it. They now have 3 haunted houses on site. They each have a different theme, and they had like interactive there was an escape room and axe throwing.
I recently went to the axe throwing, which was a blast.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, and they had like a phobia room, which I was too scared to go in because I was like, I didn't know what to expect, so I just didn't do it. But I did do.
No way.
I know, I was too scared, but I did do the 3 haunted houses because I knew what to expect,
Okay.
which is, people jumping out at you and blah blah blah. But yeah, I thought it was a great time.
So I need to know because I recently posted the best places to drink for Halloween, and one of them was the House of Torment because I was told by them and somebody else that there's a speakeasy in it. And I got a couple comments that people were like, oh, the speakeasy is not good.
That's so funny. Who told you it's a speakeasy?
Well, first off, they did. When I went to the axe thing, they were like, so they grab you and we have this whole speakeasy. It's super cool.
That's so funny.
And then I talked to somebody else and they're like, yeah, they have a speakeasy. So I just assumed it would be good information to give to my followers. And then after reading the comments, they're like, no, trust me, you don't want to go to the speakeasy. But I heard it's a great place in general, so I'm interested to know about the speakeasy.
Well, let me be clear. The quote-unquote speakeasy is only included if you get VIP at the House of Torment. And so if that's the case, if you're trying to see the speakeasy, then I wouldn't recommend getting VIP because it wasn't a speakeasy. You do go through one of the haunted houses, and you're wearing this like glow stick around your neck, and that tells them you're VIP.
Okay.
I guess that's kind of like insider information. You could just buy a glow stick and put it on around your neck. But that tells the person, oh, they're VIP, we're going to pull them into the speakeasy. And so honestly, I was grateful for the break, but they pull us into this hidden area. It was just like a tiny corner.
Okay.
Which kudos to them for being like, how can we make this more cool?
True.
And they put a little bar in there, but I was expecting like, I don't know, an actual speakeasy where I could order a cocktail.
Yeah, like I would think there's a menu of different drinks.
Yeah, no, it was just syringes of shots.
Okay.
Like not strong shots either. The fruity kind. So they hand you a syringe with the liquid. You take your shot. There's really nothing else in there, nowhere really to stand. So you're just like, well. And then that was it. And I was like, I'm going to kill Anthony. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. But it was a cute idea. But yeah, just for people who maybe caught wind of that.
Now, do they have like regular drinks at the place though?
They do. It's very limited.
Okay.
I got some like punch vodka drink, I think. My boyfriend got a Modelo beer. So he said, I was like, really? This is what you got? And he was like, there wasn't much to choose from. So, yeah, I'd probably recommend drinking before you go to House of Torment. And I thought it was a blast. I thought they did a great job with the setup and the interactiveness and the scary costumes and the surprises were actually scary. I do if you're a scaredy cat like me, I recommend wearing earplugs because it makes it not as loud in your ear.
Okay. I've never thought about doing that. That's interesting.
Yeah, it helps me because the whole time I'm like cowering behind my boyfriend and I'm like, you go first. And I'm just so scared, but they know I'm scared, so they come for me. But other than that, it was a great time.
Yeah, I want to get over there because I'm a big fan of Halloween attractions. But I heard it's like legit when it comes to the Halloween aspect. There was a crazy one I went to in Dallas, but I can't remember the name. And it was like this one room you go into, and it was filled with like bubbles, and it did actually give you like claustrophobia.
Yeah.
Because we felt like we almost couldn't breathe. Kelsey almost started crying.
I feel like that's what the phobia room was.
That's why I wish you went so you could tell me.
I bet that's what it was.
So I might have to just do it for myself.
I know. I was like, absolutely not. I forgot what my phobia is called, but it's that thing where like two tiny holes.
Oh yeah. Like
Next to each other.
What about on the body? Have you ever
Yeah,
seen that?
like pores.
Yep.
Or close up
Oh.
of pores. Anything with holes, like a close up of a sponge or a shark. I saw like a shark's gills where it had little holes, and I was like,
it's like gross.
yeah, it's gross. And I don't know why, but the phobia room, I'm like, they're gonna have tiny holes in there, which does not make sense.
Mine is always TikTok. It pops up. It's like the vastness of the sea. So like if you're just swimming and there's just nothing under you, you cannot see how far it
Oh,
goes.
hell no. Those come up on my For You page on Instagram. And I guess they know that I keep wanting to see them because I keep watching, even though they scare me. And like a shark will come out of nowhere or
Yeah.
a whale. And I'm just like, Jesus.
Terrifying.
It's so scary. And yeah, I went to a new food truck called That Burger. I know we already did our episode on best burgers in Austin, but I would totally add them to the list. They had a burger called the French Burger, which came with brie, cheese, and jam, and arugula, and it was really good. It was just
Where's
like
it located?
they have a new location at the Grackle
Oh, okay.
on East 6.
Yeah, that's like where I live.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah.
You should totally go.
Okay.
It was really good. They also have hot dogs and truffle fries, and they make everything in house.
I'm a truffle boy.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that was also on the burger is truffle oil.
Ooh.
It was so good. I was blown away. And then one more thing. I also recently went to the Domain and I walked by the Tesla store, which is at the Domain. Did you know that Tesla is releasing a robot?
No. It's like to buy?
Yeah, like a human-sized robot that looks like a human.
Is it for sale now or is it like said coming soon?
Well, I'm confused because the podium it was on said Tesla robot 2023. So I think it's
Interesting.
already available.
Okay.
Like you can go buy it now
Oh,
for
God.
I think they're $30,000. And it will clean your house. It'll tuck your children in.
Oh my God. This is like a horror movie.
No, literally. Have you seen iRobot?
Yes.
Do you remember? Like, this is how it started.
Yeah, exactly.
No, I'm gonna send you the reel I saw on Instagram. It was showing like the ad for the robot doing all the chores
I
around
need to
this
see
family's
it.
house. And the top comment was, I can't wait for this robot to choke me in my sleep. And I'm like, yeah, AI is getting a little too
Yeah.
much.
I think there's a horror movie
lately.
that just came out where it's like Siri or like Google. I forgot what's it called where you can talk to the Google.
Oh, okay.
And it's in the house, so it will do like homework with the kids and all this stuff, and then it ends up turning and like it has control in the car at some point.
Was that on Black
they-
Mirror?
It might have been a Black Mirror episode, but they just made a movie and it actually got pretty good reviews.
Oh, a movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, the world is becoming way too close to Black Mirror lately, and I am scared. I remember seeing the Instagram reel for it first, the robots, and I was like, oh, this has got to be a joke.
Yeah, or something in the future, like just they're figuring it out.
Like, no, I went to the Domain, and it's there for purchase right now. And
That's
I'm like,
wild.
okay.
That's Austin, Texas now.
I hate that so much. Anyway, that was my recap spiel. Is that we're all doomed. Don't buy that robot.
Wow. Imagine them just walking down Dirty Sixth Street
Oh, God.
as the police officers.
Yeah, maybe they're taking our jobs. I don't know.
It might be somebody's partner one day. They say loneliness is like the biggest health crisis in America. So maybe people could have robots as partners.
Dude, stop. You're giving people ideas. But you just went to a cool bar that I actually had FOMO about, which I
Yes.
never get FOMO about these things, but this one I genuinely did.
Yeah, it's legit. I have two bars to talk about that I recently went to that I'm very like proud of to give as a recommendation. First on the list is going to be called Travelers Lounge. It's in East Austin next to the Cabana Club and Holiday on 7th.
Is it like in the parking lot of the Cabana Club?
No, it's actually off to like the side of the parking lot.
Okay.
It almost looks like a speakeasy or a food truck in a way.
Oh,
But it's a
wow.
2-story double-decker bus that you would see like in England or something like that.
Is it red?
It's red.
Okay.
Yeah, and from the outside, you can't like see through the windows that well, but you see like all these like lights flashing. It almost looks like a mini club, but it's not like that inside. It's more of a futuristic vibe. So what made it so special, it was a 10 out of 10 in all the categories, in my opinion. The bartenders are super knowledgeable. They're from New York City, I believe, originally. Well, they're not born and raised, but like they went there, grew up there, and like bartended. Went to Miami, went to Mexico City to learn their craft, which is one of the best, bar places in the world.
I love Mexico City.
So they're very knowledgeable, have a lot of experience. In addition, the experience is wild. So when you first get there, they bring you in and there's like a fake driver and they press play and you have to listen to a little story about how you're about to hop on the bus and like take a trip to the galaxy.
Oh my gosh.
And then they hand you like your ticket to hop on the bus. And the ticket kind of has like a QR code if you want to look at the menu, but it also says hold on to this ticket because you need this for your ride. It's like really cool. And then you get in, you can see the bar and you can like sit on some stools or you go upstairs to the lounge. And then they sit you down. The server comes over and kind of gives you a little bit of the story. And not only were the drinks like well crafted to taste well because they are super, and knowledgeable and experienced, but they were all unique and interesting. Like nowadays, it's like, oh, let's make a crazy drink, so it's a smoked old fashioned. Like there's nothing special about that. But they had one that had like dry ice in the bottom of it, but in a safe way, they made sure to tell us that it was safe. So it bubbled up the entire time you drank from it.
Nice.
Which was insane. They had another one which was it was like almost like Jello, but it's a different. It was like a more liquidy texture, and you would eat it with a spoon, but it was a cocktail.
Oh. Cocktail soup.
Yeah. So it made me order it because I saw the other people ordering it,
Okay.
and they brought it out. It was super tasty. It was very like sweet though, but very tasty. So yeah, like to me, these are all the factors. It's like, what's the atmosphere? What's the experience? How good are the cocktails? Because sometimes they're like, oh, it looks really pretty here. But then
Drinks.
the cocktail's just like a sugary
Hate that.
bomb. Yeah. And then the people there are like the sweetest people in the world and you want to support them. So
Damn.
that is legit.
Did they like message you before they were coming?
So, they actually were the owners of Visitant. Did you ever go to Progress Coffee? There was a...
Oh,
That's the
yeah.
same people.
Oh
and
my
this was an
gosh.
extended. So they moved Visitant to Buddha at the Progress Coffee there.
Okay.
And now this is their second project. They like kind of left that to be ran by other people.
Oh, okay.
And this is their next project.
Wow.
And I'm like, wow, you guys like took that idea and kind of like elevated it to another level.
Yeah, made it better. Because the Visitant was just like a trailer, right?
Just a trailer, and it was a
Yeah.
great experience.
Okay.
But it's like you have to plan it ahead of time. This one you can go, and there's no like reservations, but you give your name, and they'll put you on like a text list. So then
Okay.
you can go into Cabana Club, or you
Yeah.
can go into Holiday on 7th,
Nice.
and then they'll let you know when it's ready.
What's the like capacity like inside?
I think it was like 30 people, 20 upstairs, and like 10 downstairs.
Okay.
So it's small, but like if you go on the weekday, you'll be fine.
Yeah, yeah.
If you go on a Friday, just plan to have drinks before, grab food before, and then you can go.
Were all drinks like $18?
I think so.
Okay.
But like
I
I,
mean, I
said, if
figured.
there's a place that it's worth it, this is
Yeah.
one of those places.
Okay, I'm excited to go.
Yeah.
And then the other one you went to?
The other one was one that I've always drove by and I just like never stopped in. Used to be another bar, and then it sat vacant for a while, and then it switched over. Now it's called Sunny's Backyard. And it kind of gives you like local neighborhood bar vibes. But right now they're doing Always Sunny in Philadelphia pop-up, which so they changed the complete menu to match all like the drinks that were on the show. They decorated the whole place. They always have it playing on the TV. They have stuff in the back where they'll do live music on the weekends. They also have a cheesesteak food truck, and they're actually from Philadelphia, the people who own it.
Oh my gosh, I didn't know they were from Philly.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah.
Funny story, because I'm originally from New Jersey. I know the owners, like, from when I lived in Jersey. Like, we
RM
were friends.
The cheese R&B's?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, like, we're friends on Facebook from, like, 15 years ago.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so I was like, what are you doing in Austin? They're like, what are you doing in Austin?
Side note, I've tried those cheesesteaks and they're so good. Not that I'm ever been to Philly, but I just know it tastes good. And it did,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, so everything, like, they just nailed it, and I'm kind of disappointed that I never went there before, even though they've only been there for, I think, what, 2 years, 3 years?
Well, it used to be a vegan place.
Oh, sorry, the bar. How long is the bar?
Yes. The bar opened 2021, I believe.
Okay, so like 3 years, and then, yeah, so funny story, I went to go there, not that there's anything wrong with eating vegan, But I was like, oh, I can get some food, and they have a food truck. I'm gonna check out this bar. I pulled in and I saw it vegan, and I pulled back out and I went somewhere else because like I love meat. And
You were like, anyway.
yeah,
Not for
it
me.
was kind of hilarious because somebody commented on it. It was like, oh, I love this place when they had a vegan truck, and I'm like, oh, I'm the opposite. Like I went there because they don't have a vegan truck.
Anthony, there are some vegan meals that you cannot tell,
It's not to me. It's not about telling. It's about I want to get the best protein possible.
but they put protein in these vegan patties. Listen, I'm going to convince you one day.
I mean, I'm one of the most open people. You know this, so
Yeah.
I will try something.
Mission Burger Company.
Okay,
So good.
sure.
It is. And I'm not even vegan, but I'm like, this slaps. Well, that's amazing. I'm definitely going to be checking those out, especially the Travelers.
Travelers Lounge in East Austin.
Yeah, that looked really dope. And it looked very Harry Potter-esque, which is very my vibe.
Yes.
So now we want to move on to our main topic of today, which is the best music venues in Austin. Obviously, we are not going to be able to get to every single music venue in Austin. There are so many. Like, I was trying to think of my favorites and maybe like lesser known ones, but then things just kept coming up where some things are a coffee shop, but they also have live music, or a
Yeah.
bookstore, and they sometimes have live music. Like,
That's why I think it's going to be best if we just kind of like break it up into categories.
yeah.
So like one could be EDM, one could be bars with live music. If you have any other ideas, let me know. But I think that's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
And then I can hopefully just timestamp this episode so people can say like, oh, cool, I'm a big EDM fan. Where should I go? I'm new to the city.
Yeah.
And we are big EDM people too. So I think that's another factor.
I guess we'll start there because we already know the main one.
The queen, the king of them all.
Yes, for EDM music.
Yes, Concourse Project.
Yes, the Concourse Project. I can't believe they've only been around like, what, 3 years?
3-4 years.
That's crazy.
And they just got ranked this last year, 2024, for being 5th in the US for best EDM venues and 28th in the entire world.
It's wild. And they really do bring the production value. They have a festival every single year now, Seismic Dance Event, which is happening in like 2-3 weeks.
I'll be there.
Yeah, I've said this already, but I have to miss it because I'll be in Florida. But damn, it's gonna be sick.
And if you're not familiar, the Concourse is almost like this huge open warehouse. And whether it's a music festival or an artist that's just here, they will do a different production for everybody. So if you went to just one show, expect something different the next time you go. Another thing that makes it special to me that I love is that it's very easy to get to the bars. You know, a lot of like club venues are like, oh great, I gotta squeeze by all these tight people. Whereas here they have a bar on the side, bar in the back, and a bar on the other side.
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, you can find your friends fairly easy there.
It's funny because most people are on other substances other than, so they're not drinking. So the bars, you won't have a really long line. Like,
Yeah, it's like 50% of the people don't even drink that go.
yeah, they're doing other things, which do what you want.
Yep.
Second, I would definitely include Kingdom. Kingdom was like the OG years ago. It was like tucked away behind 4th Street. And it was like a if you know type situation. Now Kingdom is like off Red River, down like a dark alley, kind of near 7th, I believe.
I haven't been to the new one yet.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm kind of sad about it. I want to go.
I feel like it's like a mini concourse.
Okay.
Like it's way smaller, but they still have like the lights above, and there's never anyone could see the DJ.
Okay.
At the old Kingdom, I loved it, but it was very like low ceiling, and there were these wooden pillars that would block the DJ.
Ah.
So I would have fun, but I was like, man, I wish I could see the DJ. And here at Kingdom, now the new Kingdom, you can now see the DJ no matter where you are, and
Okay.
the bar's in the back, very easy access. I think it's a vibe.
I gotta go.
Yeah, people were really grateful that they came back. So
That's like
definitely check 'em out.
another place that when you go to EDM Train, like pops up every week. There's like artists that are on there.
Oh, I'm shocked you haven't been yet.
I know. But I think it hasn't been artists that I'm like dying to see or I've been busy.
Fair. It's more like smaller
Mm,
acts, I believe. All the big ones do go to
I know.
concourse.
They definitely figured that out.
But
And no longer superstition.
Kingdom used to be the spot that like big artists would actually love to go because they loved these like private,
Yeah.
intimate settings. So I'm surprised that the new Kingdom hasn't like got them yet as much.
Yeah. Maybe
But
they don't have the same owners or connections. I
maybe.
don't know.
You just said it, but is Superstition still open?
So it's funny when you go to Google, it comes up still.
Okay.
But I talked to someone that like was connected with them. They said they're closed.
Really?
Yeah. And if you look, there's nothing on the schedule.
Oh.
Yeah. So they're closed.
Is their Instagram like abandoned?
Yeah. There hasn't been a post in like a month and a half, 2 months or something like that.
Oh no.
Yeah. So they're the ones connected with Estelle's that closed.
Right.
I think somebody told me C3 was a part owner with them.
Oh.
Yeah, but they were like part owner, so they were helping them schedule.
Oh.
But I think whoever was running it, I know that just like, money and some other stuff.
Wait, so what about Higher Ground?
Higher Ground's still going. I still see them posting.
Really?
So I don't know, because this is what's interesting. A lot of these bars will have like 4 owners because they all like invest in it. So if something goes wrong with one of them, they can kind of like push them out and keep running it. So bars don't always have to close if there's something going on. So I'm assuming the Higher Ground is one of those things.
Higher Ground, especially in 2022, was my go-to for local EDM shows. Like the patio in the back was always bumping.
Yep.
And I love how it was such a slender bar that it gave me New York vibes.
Yeah, with the brick walls.
Yeah, the exposed brick. It was really nice. I loved their drinks. They even had food. It was such a good time. And now I don't know if my algorithm just doesn't show me what they're doing anymore, but I haven't like seen anything.
Yeah, let me double check, but I'm pretty sure I've been seeing them posting. Because it was a vibe there.
Yeah.
Let's see, Higher Ground.
Yeah, they don't even do that like Friday event.
September
anymore.
6th was the last time they posted.
Are you serious?
Yeah, so maybe.
Oh, maybe they're closed too.
Wow, I thought that they might have been open, but I could be wrong.
I don't know. We have to look into this. I just assumed though that once Estelle's shut down that it was gonna be like one after the other. I heard Skinny's is gonna be bought by someone else. I think by the people that own Nickel City.
Yeah.
No?
Well, I don't know if we should say that on the podcast.
Well, I don't know. That's
But-
like a
I just don't, it's okay. I just don't know if it's official yet or what's going to happen. I know that Skinny's is, they're connected to all the other bars and some of them closed. So I think they're just trying to figure out their future right now.
yeah.
And I know actually a lot of people that love Skinny's. I've got a lot of DMs that they're big people that are big fans.
I really like Skinnies. I hope they survive. And then for EDM, I also included.
Yeah, what else do we have?
Well, I think a lot of DJs go to Devil May Care now.
Okay.
But that is obviously more low ceiling, limited space there. So they do have EDM though. They have DJs. But yeah, limited space. So I don't know if that
Yes.
matters to people.
Yeah, that's a good one. I've never got to experience it there, surprisingly. And I've like one time MK was there, who's my favorite DJ.
Oh yeah.
And
yeah.
it was like $100 a ticket.
They
and it
will
was a Sunday-
randomly get big names.
Yeah, so I want to see them keep doing that, and I'll be there. That was another one we were talking about where we were at the same time was Summit.
Oh yeah.
It's like kind of like a rooftop, but it's like only on like the second story of a building.
They're still open,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, but they haven't been bringing in big names recently either.
Oh, okay.
And they used to always have big names.
Yeah.
So I would keep an eye on them. Like if you're an EDM person and you want to follow pages, follow Summit, so you can keep an eye out.
That's true.
I
Damn.
will say one that is going in that direction of getting big artists is Reina. Reina does like the smaller artists on the rooftop, but the inside that they just opened, I've been like keeping an eye on them, and they're starting to bring in some people.
Okay.
I have a feeling that's going to become like one of the spots.
Is it big inside? I haven't
It's
been yet.
pretty big.
Okay.
It's like bigger than Devil May Care.
Damn. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I did have Reina down as somewhere you should go for EDM music.
Yep.
And then obviously, if you're an afters person, the Cut,
Mm.
you can go there from 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. is their functioning hours. Yeah, mostly like techno, I believe. But there you go.
And one that might transition into other bands as well, and not just EDM, is emos.
They've gotten EDM acts over the years.
Yeah, so
for
that's why
sure.
they're not just EDM, but when it comes to some pretty big acts, like that's one of my go-tos besides Concourse is emos is a big one. Like Dom Dollar just did emos.
Oh yeah, yeah. Emos has always been a good ACL after spot.
Mm-hmm.
But I've definitely seen artists of multiple genres there at emos. I saw Lizzo there before she blew up.
I'm a fan of that venue too.
You like it?
I do.
I feel like as a short person, I can never get as good a view as I want.
I could see that. There is like certain spots, like I guess what I mean is I don't mind being in the back there, but like once you're like middle of the place, it is like a weird place to be. But I always think about how easy is it to get to the bars, how easy is it to get to the bathrooms, and then I guess move around.
That's true.
But I'm also used to New York City clubs sometimes, so I'm like everything is beautiful.
Fair. I do like the new emos compared to the old emos, which the old emos was on Red River, kind of near Dirty Six, and it was a vibe, but I do like that this one has more space. The old one, though, I will say I loved it because once you got out of a show, oh, you're right there on 6th Street.
Yeah.
And you could do afters at Barb's or go to the bars, you know what I mean? And now this emo's on Riverside. There's kind of nothing around it. You can go to the Jackalope across the street, and that's
Yeah.
kind of it.
Go to Raising Cane's, get some food.
Yeah, I just am like, well, this was a choice. But yeah, they do bring a lot of great acts in, and I commend them for that.
Highly recommend. That's another one. Follow their Instagram because you'll see everybody coming in.
Yeah. What about like your favorite outdoor music venues?
Now, are we doing like bars with,
Exactly.
or just like music venues that are just music venues? Because I think about that, right?
Well, we could start with they're just music venues.
Okay, so one that comes to mind that's just a music venue, even though some people say you can go get a drink there from time to time, the Mohawk. I'm a big fan of the Mohawk. I just love the setup. They have like a second story that you can watch the stage from up top.
Yeah.
They had some legendary acts that have played there for South by Southwest.
I know.
Like I just saw like Odessa was there before they were huge.
Yes, it's wild how many crazy big people they've gotten at
Yeah.
Mohawk.
Are you a fan of Mohawk?
I do love it. I love that they get both local bands and big names in there. Even bands like people I knew would play Mohawk,
Yeah.
like my friends. But yeah, it's great. I'm glad anything has survived COVID, but especially that area for sure.
Yeah.
Historic Scoot Inn, I think, is a great one.
Oh, that's such a great one. I forgot about it doing my list.
I know. See, there's so many
many.
we're gonna forget some. Historic Scoot Inn. Again, I always speak as a short person. I need to be able to see, and I feel like there's not really a bad view at Historic Scoot Inn because it's compact enough where it doesn't feel like overwhelmingly crowded, and then they have this little deck near the back bar that I can easily view the bands playing. They've got not huge acts there, but definitely like some well-known people have played there. And some local acts, of course.
Yeah, they have a nice little inside bar. It gives you like an old Austin feel.
Yeah.
And I agree. The number one thing when it comes to a live venue is you want to be able to see the stage.
Yeah.
Cough, cough, Stubbs. Like you know, it's like I like how their ground kind of goes like up a little bit.
At Stubbs?
No, at Scoot In.
Oh.
Like you got the stage, and then like you can see past people to see the stage, or the stage is up higher. Whereas like Stubbs, which go to Stubbs all the time, it's great. It's legendary. But the front, it like drops down first and then goes up in the far back.
Yeah.
So like there's so many, and then there's trees like in the middle of the grounds.
Oh, yeah.
There's so many spots that you can't see the stage well.
I might get hate for saying this, but I do wish they would cut down that tree in Stubbs. Like, I'm like, this is blocking the view of a lot of people.
Yeah.
I did have Stubbs listed on outdoor venues, but yes, it is, again, it's short person, hard to see. I wonder if they would let me bring in my little step stool because I just go to the back now because I'm
Yeah.
like, if I go too forward, I can't see shit. So I have to hang back and just watch them. You know what I mean?
That would be my recommendation for Stubbs. So Stubbs is legendary in Austin. If you've never been, they get some of the best acts that you can find. But I'm going to contradict myself because a sold out show at Stubbs is going to be very challenging. It's going to be hard to get a good spot unless you're willing to not go to the bathroom, not need to keep getting drinks. But I recently saw like Tudor Cinema there, got a good spot like right in the middle. One of the best experiences of my life. But then I went to see Taking Back Sunday there, and I couldn't get in the crowd like at all. And I was like I was watching it through on the right, there's like a VIP section, and there's steps that go up, and there's like bars that, put the steps together. So I watched through the bar the whole time.
Dude, I, again, love you, Stubbs, but I don't think their VIP section is great. Like, unless you are or there early and you are right up on that ledge.
Yeah.
Anyone else, I can't see in the VIP section, period. And then I listed the Far Out Lounge, which they're more known for like their events lately. They even have like a couple music fests a year, like Levitation. But I think it's a great venue. I love that they have so much space that they really could have multiple stages. I think at least 2 stages for sure. And they're mostly focused on local music, but they have music of all different kinds, and 2 bars, an outdoor bar, an indoor bar. And that's one of these places that opened post-COVID that I feel like is old Austin vibes.
Yeah. I went there several times. One memorable one was with Y'all Out Boy.
Yeah, I was there too.
Which I think we might have brought them up on the podcast before, but Y'all Out Boy is a cover band. It's pretty much like an emo music cover band, Fall Out Boy, Y'all Out Boy. And they're pretty legendary in the Austin area. And I saw them there. It was such a great show.
Yeah, they're great. And then last on my list, Moody Amphitheater, which is that the biggest outdoor venue?
Has to be. Well, what's your favorite Moody? Would you prefer the center, the amphitheater, or what's the downtown?
Can we just talk about how we have 5 Moody's in Austin and 3 of them are music venues? You've got the Moody Center, the Moody Theater, which is also called ACL Live, and then the Moody Amphitheater, which is the outdoor one close to the Capitol. And then you've got the Moody Hotel on Guadalupe, and then the Moody School of Communication at UT, which it was named that after I graduated because I was like, what the hell is that?
What are you picking as your favorite?
The Moody Center.
Okay, I'm going with Moody Amphitheater.
Really?
Yeah.
I feel like, were you on the lawn?
Yeah.
I didn't feel like the sound was as good back there.
Oh, interesting. Well, like there's 2 lawns, right? Like there's the first lawn and then there's the second.
Oh, I meant in the back.
Oh, no, I'm like in the front.
Oh.
Yeah, like right in front of the stage.
There's a lawn up there?
Yeah. I mean, did you only go when there was seating?
I mean, yeah.
So like every show I've gone to has been no seating.
No seating?
Yeah.
Damn.
Like we saw a Lanium there and there was no seating. It was just where you walk in, you can go anywhere. You can go front of the stage, you can go in the back.
Oh.
So maybe this is one of your
I'd rather
reasons.
prefer that.
Okay, so that makes more sense. So the way I view it is the amphitheater, you get like the city in the background. You can just walk in and find a good spot, dance comfortably. It's almost like at a music festival with half the size of the people.
Dude, that's way better than my experience there. Like there was seating and we just got the lawn and they were like, oh, it's back there. So we had to be in the way back.
Okay.
And I was like, the sound back here sucks. Like we were like, turn it up.
Yeah, I've never been back there. That's interesting. I did go to one show. The Tudor Cinema show was with seating. But I've been to like 8 shows there, and that was the first one with seating.
How close were you?
We were like in that middle section, like right in front of the stage.
Did you hate it because of the seating?
Actually, I got very lucky because nobody was next to me.
Oh, okay.
Besides my friends. So I was just like, I felt like free and had space. And
nice.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah, my personal favorite is the Moody Center, which if we're talking about like music venues that bring the big names,
Yes.
Moody Center will be my favorite. And this one is not my favorite, but it is a popular one, which is Circuit of the Americas. I feel like is that the biggest, like, in Austin?
Probably.
Like, that holds the biggest capacity?
Oh, I wonder that, yeah. Or
So
is it
in-
Moody Center.
I guess we got to look that up. But to me, Coda feels like the biggest. And
Because, like, Post Malone is doing 2 nights there
I know.
instead of Moody Center, so I thought that was interesting.
I'm pissed. I've already said this. But yeah, when I see someone headlining at Coda, I'm like, oh, they are confident that this artist is going to get this many people to come
Yeah.
all the way out here and fill up all this space.
That's true.
So to me, Coda feels like the biggest because it's also way out there. I know I say like way out there. It's not like that far, but
No. Don't even say that because I wanted to go viral with that clip so that people could be like, oh my God, she said it's so far.
listen, y'all are just going to have to know I hate driving.
I'm the same way. Like, we wanted to go to IKEA the other day. I'm like, I'm not driving 30 minutes.
To Waco? Oh, no, there's...
It's like Round Rock.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm like, I'm sorry. Like, to me, you know what it is too? Because we live in a city. So everything
Right.
is near you. So yeah, I get like the idea of not wanting to go far.
Right.
Because if you live out there, it makes sense. You drive far all the time.
Yes.
But for us, when I can just get Target in 5 minutes,
Yes.
like,
No, IKEA is definitely like a little road trip for me. And then the big names come to Stubbs, and they also come to ACL Live, parentheses, the Moody Theater.
yeah. Which I've seen some good shows there. I've seen a comedy show there as well. It's a good
Yeah.
spot. Actually, online you can watch Noah Kahan's set. I think it was like South by or ACL Festival last year. And this is before he like blew up as much as he did. And he did a full set there and they recorded it and posted it online.
Oh, wow. I'll have to watch that. I had a little list of these venues will get popular artists, but not the big names, like Moody Center names. And that's the ones we already said were Emos, Mohawk, sometimes the Historic Scoot-In, Antones.
Antone's that's a great one. I have that on my list.
I feel like Antones gets both local acts and semi-popular
Yes.
acts inside. It's very intimate. That's another stage that I love it, but also if you don't get there early enough and it's a big name, I'm not going to be able to see.
That's what we went for South by, but I was so grateful because you said Antone's, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was so grateful because they like didn't fill it to capacity
Oh,
purposely.
nice. Oh, that is nice.
So it was like I could go to the bathroom and then I was able to get back to my friends like in the front of the stage. It was crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. I do like how it feels like the stage is right there. Like the
Right there.
artist is literally like, you can see the sweat off their brow. It's crazy.
So true.
And then recently, the Parish, which the Parish used to be on Dirty Six. You'd have to go like up some stairs, and it was like a very small venue. And now they moved it to this bigger space right off of East 5th behind Brew and Brew. I finally went for the first time, actually, a couple weeks ago, and it was awesome. It reminded me of a smaller Vulcan gas company.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, like you could easily go up to the top level to view the artist, or there was plenty of room below. They had multiple bars, easy access bathrooms. So I was really impressed. That was a venue that I thought was dead and gone, but when they came back, I was like, oh,
Amazing.
and I was really grateful for it.
Yeah, I haven't been to there. Yeah, I walk by it like every day.
It's right by that bar, My Oh My, that I don't know if they're still a thing.
They were like, when they opened, they came out hot and were like doing events and
Yeah.
like promoting it. And then I think they might have had like a little fire or something.
Oh,
And they temporarily closed.
I
but then
do
I
recall.
checked. They're back open and I haven't seen much about them.
What would you say for rock music? Where would you go?
Good question. The Mohawk going back is definitely another big one for rock music.
I think Hotel Vegas is like the main place I would tell people to go.
Well, that's good. Let's transition into that. Like, let's go into bars with music, like live music, because
God, there's so many.
I know. Let's just do like 3 of your favorites, and I'll do like 3 of mine. But I think one for each of us is definitely Hotel Vegas. Like South by Southwest, they're like my favorite place to go. They usually have like fun sponsors, really good Frozens. They'll have a lineup of bands from like noon till midnight. It's
Yes.
insane.
And we're talking about places that you can go, you don't need to buy a ticket.
Yeah.
Like you can just show up.
You could just show up. You can drink there in the day, and then they'll have bands on later in the day or whatever. So yeah, I think that's one. But if we're gonna jump into like just some of my favorites that are bars, I mean, first off, one that comes to mind, if we're gonna lean into more honky tonk, I really love the White Horse. It's actually a newer bar. Like if you go there, you think it's been open for like 20 years, but it's only been around for like less than 10 years or something like
Really?
that. Yeah.
That's crazy.
I know.
They have felt like a long time bar to me.
Yeah. And yeah, you're going to get that old school vibe. So they did it right there. They always bring in great acts, a lot of local acts. But another place, they have a pool table. People love hanging outside with a taco truck there. And then very easy to get drinks as well. The White Horse, if you're visiting Austin, make sure you go to the White Horse.
For sure. I put Whiskey Tango Foxtrot, which I don't go on West 6 often, but the times I have, I do like going there because they have great live music, like
Yes.
like jam band type, good vibes music, and you can hear them playing from the street, and I just think it's a good vibe, and you don't need a ticket to get in or a cover.
Yeah, and they're the one place I said on Sundays that are still fun because they do Nether Hour every Sunday, I think around 5 o'clock. And Nether Hour is one of my favorite local bands. They've been blowing up, and they just recently did their first show in Nashville, which was really cool.
Hell yeah.
What's another one? So another big one for my South Austin homies is going to be Armadillo Den. They bring in huge acts for South by Southwest. They just had a big artist. I forgot who it is, but they had a big artist just play there the other day. But yeah, another one that like is just so much fun to drink during the day there. Tons of picnic tables, 5 food trucks, a dog park. They're great to watch sports during the NFL season. They have one of the biggest screen TVs I've ever seen, like in Austin. And then they have a ton of local acts, and it's a huge stage with like a Ford truck sticking out of it. So it's a really cool design.
Oh yeah.
So the only
They're awesome.
downfall is it's about 20 to 30 minutes south, depending on traffic.
I would add Moon Tower Saloon in that, which
right
is
next to it.
right next to it. They have musical acts as well. And since we're on the topic, Meanwhile Brewing is a brewery that has an actual stage in the back, and they get local music a lot. Central Machine Works, also a bar on the east side. They have a stage. They also do events, but I believe every weekend they do have some form of live music going on. They could do a lot more with it, I feel.
For sure.
Because they have so much space. It's great.
And they're family friendly. Meanwhile Brewing.
Oh, yeah, that's true. I see. Yeah, they have a kids' jungle there. Anyway. I would add Speakeasy on Congress. I hate their name, but they have been there a long time. It's not a speakeasy. It's like a triple-decker bar that has a bar on the ground floor, a middle bar, and then a rooftop bar. And they have live music every single time I walk past them on a weekend.
Really fun place. And if you can catch a bigger act playing there, it's like super cool. The second floor, I believe it is like where they have like their bigger stage. And South by, I'm blanking on the name. I saw a big band that was like on a festival lineup not long ago. And they were one of the South by acts there. And we saw them at midnight. I think it starts with like an R. It's not like the Revivalists. There's something like that though. But yeah, saw them at midnight on South by. And it was like such a legendary show to go to.
That's amazing. I'm like, have I seen anyone big there?
Yeah, I wonder. Because
I
that's
don't
the
think
only
so.
downfall to there, like talking about them, is it does feel like very small acts sometimes. And I walk by and there's like
Yeah.
20 people in there. But when they do it right, they do it right.
Yeah. Local places, I love Sea Boys, which is down on Congress.
That's on my list.
It's never a spot that I'd be like, let's go grab a drink there. Like, we're talking about bars that are also music venues. And yes, it is a bar and they have a bar, but I picture them as a music venue. But it is one of those places that you don't need a ticket, but I think usually there might be a small cover,
There could be, yeah.
like $10 or less.
And to be clear, I think I hear what you're saying about not grabbing a drink there, but I think there is some dive bar people out there that will grab a bite and something to drink there. But you have to be like a true dive bar person.
Yeah.
So I kind of feel the same as you.
I just can't see dive bar people willing to pay a cover.
Oh, no, I don't think there's a cover like during the day, though.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
But yeah, I mean, I think I did a best live music venue thing tournament in the back, and C-Boys was like in the top 5 at the end. So it's loved
Oh,
by a lot of people.
I do love them. They
Yeah.
get a lot of great local acts there too.
Hmm.
Hole in the Wall. A Hole in the Wall, I love them. I haven't been since I went to college because it's right next to campus.
On
On
Guadalupe,
Yeah. But I'm so grateful that they're still around. Again, I don't know how long they've been open, but they feel like an OG to me.
for sure.
Mostly rock music is played there, at least back when I went.
Hmm.
Yeah, is that
Yeah,
still
I
the
don't. I
case?
don't think I've ever seen anything else going on there.
Yeah, so they literally, the name says it all. It's a hole in the wall. But love them. Saxon Pub is on South Lamar. I'm glad that they are still around because another bar close to them across the street, 1-to-1 bar, was also a music venue and they closed recently a couple years ago and I was kind of surprised by that. So Saxon Pub is a great local spot. You won't really find tourists there. It's pretty much like locals only go there. Um, what else?
I have Sagebrush.
Oh yeah,
I believe.
I have this like list of like country places that people could go to.
I would say too. Like, give your favorites.
For country?
No, like I mean, like anything you're recommending. I would say whatever your favorites are the most important to give, because
Well-
like I have personal experiences at Sagebrush.
Yeah.
And
Is it
obviously,
mostly country?
yeah, a honky tonk. I mean, you can get something like Nether Hour played there,
Oh, okay.
and they're more like I don't even know how to say it, but they're more like new age rock and country mixed together, and a little bit of like a folk. Um, Watch, they're going to hear this, and it's going to be completely off on like how they would describe it. But anyway, Sagebrush is. I've been there. We went to go see like Tyler Childers, and then he didn't show up that one time.
Yeah, I remember.
But I've been there several other times, and I just love the venue as a whole. Like, it feels like it's 3 different places in one. Like, when I say it feels like a dive bar, because there's like a whole nother room to grab drinks, and then you have to like walk into the dance hall. So it feels like you can go there to hang while music's playing in the background. Whereas like some venues, if somebody's playing, you better have your head towards the stage.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't feel like that there.
Oh,
you know?
okay.
And then it's very also old school, very easy to grab a beer. The vibes are immaculate there. Everybody's been just so nice to me. So I don't know if it's just like a community feeling that you get when you go there, but I love Sagebrush.
You were kind of describing one of my favorite music venues, period, in Austin is Don's Depot. It is so old timey. I just love it so much. Like that is old Austin. Like they have been there their whole lives, like decades.
Yeah.
And these old men just like get on their instruments, play, I think similar to honky tonk music. People are dancing on the little, it's a very small dance area, but they're so cute. And if you're not into dancing, there's like tables and there's a bar like that you can just chill at. There's no outdoor area there to chill at, I believe, but I just love it. I love it, especially in the Christmas time. They have a popular drink called the Grinch there that just tastes like a smoothie. And yeah, the decor goes all out. The people are so nice. There's this really old guy who is like a super local that's super regular that's been there like he probably goes like every day. I don't know, but he's super cute, and I just love seeing like the old people interact with like the young people just going to check it out for the first time. So
Me too.
Don's Depot is amazing. Obviously, Dua Lipa went there and gave her a seal of approval. Yeah, I think that place is really special. And I also had White Horse under country music, which we just talked about. But
Absolutely.
switching music genres, one of my favorites is Elephant Room. I know
I was
you've
just
been
going to
to.
say, should we do like some jazz clubs?
Yeah, which
Because that would be that.
off the top of my head, I only know 3.
I think there is like really just 3.
But yeah, Elephant Room, love them, love the intimate vibes.
Absolutely love Elephant Room. I mean, that's another one that you feel like it's been there since like the 50s or 40s, And even the bartenders felt like they were like old school. We had like this old school band playing, and the guy was like 70. And they're like, sorry, we're waiting for like the other band member. He's at home with his wife, taking care of her, feeding her dinner, and then he'll be here soon. And then he came strolling in like halfway through this set, and they were like bickered with each other a little bit, and then just started playing music. And they're like, what song do you want to play next? And it was like great, like it was this loving old school feel to it.
Yeah.
So that's it was special, you know. And I don't think there's a lot of places in Austin that are like the Equipment Room. Wait, I mean, sorry, Elephant Room.
Yeah.
I said Equipment Room.
Oh, you're good. Elephant Room also, I feel like you can't, it's not a place to go to have a conversation. Like at least when I went,
When they're playing.
right?
Yeah.
Yes. Obviously, when they take a break, do what you want. But when they were playing, like everyone
Yeah.
is facing them and listening. Like it is not a talk over them because people were. This couple behind me was talking and it was so distracting, and people around me were like looking back at them, and I'm like, yeah.
That's probably what makes jazz clubs special in general. You know, like you're not there to, you got to appreciate the musicians that are at work.
I will say, I love the place I'm about to say. It is a place that it's a long enough bar that half of the audience was paying attention and dancing to the jazz band, and then the
Okay.
other half in the back were having their own little conversations. But it wasn't distracting. And this is Skylark Lounge. I had such a blast here. I went for the first time last year, actually, and these local musicians just I could tell have such a blast playing, and there was a singer, and it was getting like lively, and everyone was dancing, even though there wasn't like a big dance area. They also have a back patio that you can go chill at if you want to get some space outside. This place is like Airport Boulevard.
Very old school, and it's more like divey, right?
It was pretty divey.
Divey, yeah.
I loved it. I was like, how have I never like been here before? The first time I went.
I think every Saturday they do like an African night, and it's pretty popular.
Are you thinking of Sahara Lounge?
I am. Because I was like,
Yeah.
Skylar, why is it?
No, I know. They again an S in the lounge.
Okay.
But
Because they're also known as, like, they say they do jazz some nights.
oh, do they?
Yeah.
I knew about Africa Night, and I know they do like again, we're talking about Sahara Lounge now, which is also Far East Side.
Skylark. Okay.
Sahara Lounge has I know they have a ladies' night once a month where girls get in free, but they also have like 80s, 70s disco nights on Fridays and then African night on Saturdays.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, definitely like a locals only spot for sure. It's super fun though. Yeah, I was talking about Skylark Lounge, which again, I don't think many people know about it because when I went, it was like a Saturday, but it wasn't packed, and it was all like older people. But it was a vibe, and me and my friends had a blast. And then just to end on the jazz note, Parker Jazz Room, which is next to Alibi. Oh, we forgot about Alibi for EDM.
Oh, yeah, well, I mean, it's like they got changed over and...
Right, but they're like, I feel like they're on the come up.
Okay.
Like they realized what people want, and when we went, like it was packed.
Oh, I haven't been in a while, so...
Yeah. But Parker Jazz Room is right next to Alibi. Alibi is EDM. Parker Jazz Room is obviously jazz, and it's located in the hubbub of downtown. So after you watch a show, you could bounce around if you want.
And I would say Parker's is going to be on your more upscale side of things. If you're going to, like, you're one of the people that want to see jazz music, but you don't want it to be more, like, laid back. If you want it to be a little more classier, maybe even like a date, it would be one of the more recommended places. I don't know if you knew about this one, but Monk's is another jazz club.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about them. Where are they?
That's East Austin, right?
Okay.
I believe it's East Austin. And it's almost like in an art lounge that they play the music.
Wow.
Because I did like a top 5.
Oh, you're right. I definitely forgot about them.
Yep, East Austin. Another great one. You can check their like Instagram to find when they're doing shows, but that's a unique experience for sure.
Nice. Yeah, again, I'm sure we're probably like forgetting so many, but these are the ones that we just happen to remember. Yeah, there's like so many random places that are also just happen to have live music.
And that's what I was thinking, right? Like we could literally just list off every single music venue, but I also want it to be our favorites. So when people do check them out, because there's places that were great at one time, and people might take a recommendation, go, and then it's dead when they're there. So that's the thing is like these venues used to have like a great history. Like I'll give you an example. Hole in the Wall, they're a special place, but it doesn't feel like they get as crazy as they used to. And they used to bring in like huge acts.
Oh yeah.
So I would make sure you know who's playing or somebody, whereas like you go to like a White Horse, they're going to be packed almost every single night. It's kind of wild.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, I pretty much named every place that I have on my list at least. Oh, the other big one, I would say this is for the people that are just like visiting Austin for bachelor parties or you're just here for the weekend for a good time, is Rustic Tap.
Oh yeah.
Right? The West 6 area. They have a great stage in the back. It's always a vibe there. Highly recommend that place.
It's crazy how that West 6 area really is we have it all.
Yeah.
If you're a visiting group, you know what I mean? Like the fun bars, the sports bars, the bars with a mechanical bull, the bars with the live music. It's crazy.
When I get DMs about, I'm visiting Austin, where do you recommend, or can you give me 3 places? I'm like, I could say somewhere here in East Austin, I could say somewhere there, but I always end up falling on like West 6 because, they're probably here to have like a crazy time.
For sure.
So I'll be like, yeah, grab food from Ranch 616 and then go to Catch Pajamas and then go over to Rustic Tap. Obviously, it depends on their personality.
Yeah.
But for the people that are like, we're trying to get wild with our friends, I'm like, go do that.
I always get DMs from specifically bachelorettes coming into town, and they always want something pink. So, of course, I direct them to Te Quiero Mucho, which is the pink restaurant on literally catty corner to West 6. So I'm like, you go there, get a margarita, queso, eat if you want, and then literally a less than 5-minute walk away, it's right there, is West 6 with all the bars.
Wild.
Where yeah.
And it's growing still over there.
I know. It's crazy that there's not that many nice cocktails on West 6.
I know.
Me, I would, if you're looking for a nice cocktail and you want to get away from all the craziness, I would walk in Verbena.
Oh, no. Never. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, it's a restaurant.
Oh, I was going to say Benny's.
Oh, no. You got to know someone to get into that.
Because you're like, if you want to get away from people.
Okay.
So that's why I was like, okay.
Even I can't get into there.
So I actually think they like the business. So this is a podcast exclusive.
I feel like we've talked. Okay, I know.
We might have maybe brought up like speakeasy or something.
Yeah.
But I want to hear about your spot. Sorry, because I cut you off, but I thought you were going to say that. But Greenlight Social has a speakeasy, and it's called Benny's. It's in the back. And if it's not like a crazy night, and you talk to the bartender and you're friendly, they'll let you get a cocktail from back there.
I'm shocked because no one has ever let me go back there.
Okay. Maybe I've just got treated way too well, and people have been like,
Probably.
ATX drinker, you're welcome. I'm telling you. But yeah, because I've seen even the bartender post about being there. She's like, I'm going to be here if anybody wants to come through.
Interesting.
So I think when it's slow on like a Tuesday, they're happy to have business.
I guess I've never tried on a slow day. I don't go there anymore, to be honest. I'm old. But Verbena is a restaurant / lounge bar. I'd never go to the restaurant, but I do like their little cocktail bar. Have you walked past it? It's right next to the Canopy Hotel.
I don't know.
Like, people probably don't register it. They think it's like a hotel lobby, but
Yeah, I do that.
it's like a bar in there, and they actually had some pretty good cocktails. And they had a happy hour where the drinks were $10, and it was like one of the few places, other than them, Devil May Care, I would get a cocktail. But yeah, not many places. I wanted to do like a quick like RIP to these music venues that are no longer with us. Maybe some of them you've heard of, because some of them opened post-COVID and then have already closed.
Oh, then I would definitely.
Like the venue.
Okay, yep.
Me and my friends used to go to EDM shows there, and it's gone. I don't know what happened there. Vulcan Gas Company is now a comedy club only.
I was going to bring that up before.
No musical acts anymore.
I like forgot the venue closed. I thought they were open.
Which one?
The venue.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's Dunzo. It's insane. Giddy Ups announced that they have to close, but they are specifically looking for a new place to relocate.
Yeah.
They were like a honky tonk type place. So I'm hopeful that they will come back from the dead.
So I just looked at the venue and they're posting to social media.
Like now?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Literally, my friends, we were talking about it, and we're like, yeah, they're dead. Like,
So I was gonna bring them up earlier in this. I love the venue.
are you sure they're open?
Yeah, it came up.
Like recently?
I was on Dirty Sixth Street like 2 nights ago too. So like,
Bro.
and I was wet there. That's what made me think about it.
Not me giving out false information.
But that's why we do this together. I'm gonna do that.
That's so funny.
But
But who
I
did you
think-
see there?
No, we didn't go, but
Oh,
I
okay.
saw a line out front because it was
And it's called the venue. So.
yeah.
Sorry, y'all. Me and my friends literally were like, R.I.P.
Which I mean, I'm on their Instagram, so unless they moved or something, but yeah.
That's crazy. One place I'm pretty sure is closed is Cedar Street Courtyard. Right?
Or they changed names
To what?
because they're owned by that same bar that's next to it. This too shall pass,
Oh.
and I'm pretty sure they changed the name to a different place, and they're owned by something different.
Well, they never have musical acts there anymore. And there used to be a 80s band, the Spasmatics, who played there every Wednesday. They now are playing Speakeasy on Congress every Wednesday. So they moved. So I'm like, okay, Cedar Street Courtyard is Dunzo.
Yeah, so they definitely aren't called that anymore because I just went to their page and that's Dunzo. But I'm pretty sure they opened up as something different because this too shall pass used to do a really fun like Monday emo bingo night. And they were like, oh, we moved it next door where Cedar Street used to be.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know what they call it now because I don't even see the name online.
I wonder if they're still going to have acts, musical acts there.
And that's another thing. Like going back to the venue, I think the reason you also said that is because they're not pulling in like huge acts like they used to.
I know, literally. I checked with my friends because I'm like, we haven't been there. And
Wasn't Griffin there at one point? Like,
yeah. I definitely saw Griffin at Cedar Street Courtyard.
oh, that was like the hottest night ever.
Yes,
'Cause
it
I
was.
there too.
Oh my God, that's crazy. A huge RIP to Frank Irwin Center. This was the original like Moody Center.
Okay.
They had all the big names come through there. I saw Lady Gaga there in like 2010. And when I first came to Austin, my very first concert was at the Frank Irwin Center to see Jason Mraz.
Oh, amazing.
It was so random, but that was my first concert experience.
Love
and
that.
now it's completely gone, becoming a medical center, I believe.
Jesus.
And then I've mentioned Shady Grove before, which technically was not a music venue. They just had live music like every Thursday, and I loved it. That space is still overgrown and no one has taken over yet. Red 7 was it was called Red 7 because it was literally on the corner of Red River and 7th Street. I'm trying to remember what it's called now. Is it like Barracuda?
Okay.
Is that
Yeah, I know that name.
okay? That used to be Red 7. They had an indoor and an outdoor stage. It was amazing for South by. I met Dashboard Confessional there.
Oh my God, that's amazing.
I know, it was so fun. And then Red Eye Fly was a tiny one on Red River. It was really small. That thing is an abandoned building now. Like you would walk right past it. It's nothing. I want them to do something with that. And then I've mentioned Stay Gold before, which is now, you went to it. What was it called?
Where was Stay Gold?
East Cesar Chavez. You went recently. You said it was fun. Next to High Noon.
Oh yeah, Coral Snake.
Coral Snake, yeah. Do you think they'll have music?
Yes.
Okay.
They're doing like music almost every night of the week.
Okay. Amazing. Well, I hope they do. And yeah, that was just
No, I think I like that idea. That's really cool.
I'm sure I didn't list them all. There was also 1-to-1 Bar, which I mentioned, and Cactus Cafe, which was at UT. RIP to all these. And there were some that like I mentioned went away but came back, which is Emos, The Parish, and Kingdom. So maybe some of these like closed places will come back in another
Exactly.
way. You never know.
I also was, as you were talking, I forgot about this one, but Pete's Piano Bar. I ended up, after ACL Sunday night, we walked
Yeah.
to 6th Street,
Oh gosh.
went to Pete's Piano Bar, and then walked the rest of the way home.
How long were you there?
We went in for like 10 minutes, which is so stupid because we paid like $15 for a cover.
Yeah.
But 2 drinks for $20. And so we ended up spending like $55 just for like a round.
Was it super packed?
It was pretty busy for
Yeah.
a Sunday night, actually. But that's like one of the experiences that I think is special in Austin.
It's definitely, to me, more of a tourist attraction.
Oh,
but
definitely.
Yeah.
It definitely is. But, you know, it's like,
It's good vibes.
oh, things are dead in Austin right now. Like, let's say it's like a Sunday night. Where do we go? And you go in there and it'll be fun.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Love that. One last place that I realized we did not mention is Continental Club, which we've spoken about
on
on
my
previous episodes, but truly like an iconic venue that's been here for decades. Love them. I hope they never go away. And yeah, I honestly think, I'm just off the top of my head, like if you want to go to quintessential Austin music venues that are smaller and feel like old Austin, then I would say Continental Club, White Horse, even though it's
newer, but it
but
still
it feels like old
yeah.
Austin to me, and Don's Depot.
And I would say Sea Boys.
Yeah.
But definitely Don's Depot is like a must.
Yes.
And then Sea Boys, I think, is special as well, too.
I do love Sea Boys. And yeah, we gave y'all so many
I know. Good
music
luck.
venues, and we didn't even probably scratch the surface.
Yeah.
Like, again, you could just walk down 6th Street and everywhere is playing live music.
Yep.
There are even places around the city that are not bars or music venues, but they happen to be playing live music. So I truly get what people mean when they call us like the live music capital of the world. So that's very special to us.
Yes. Do you think Austin is the live music capital of the world, or do you think that Nashville is bigger than us?
Okay, well, I can't speak to that because I've never been to Nashville Broadway area. You have.
Okay. I wanted to give it opportunity to have a viral clip, but I'm like, it's hard to say. It's like Nashville does feel like a more bachelor party place than we are. And there was music on every single floor for the full street. I think Austin's just a little more spread out, and I think musicians might have a bigger chance to blow up here. But it's hard. It's hard to say. I don't know.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah.
In my experience living in Austin, I'm like, damn, there really is music everywhere. I feel bad when people DM me and they're like, where can I go to
As if
watch
it's-
some live music?
Yeah, like you're just
And I'm
going to say
like,
one place.
yeah, I'm like, you could throw a rock and you'll hit somewhere that's playing live music, especially on a weekend. I
Yeah.
will say maybe weekdays can be a little dead. But,
Yeah.
but yeah, I think that wraps up our episode about our favorite music venues in Austin. We gave y'all recommendations for like places to catch rock music, jazz music, jam bands, EDM, outdoor venues, our favorite places that feel like old Austin, some unique venues. It's a lot out there. Like, you will not be hard to find places to watch live music here.
Not at all.
Anything else? Are we good?
I can't think of anything else.
I think that wraps it up, y'all. Thank y'all so much for listening to this episode. You can find the Austin Pod on TikTok and Instagram. You can also find me at 512 Bites. You can find Anthony at the ATX Drinker. And thank y'all again so much for listening. We will be back next week with a new one for y'all. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned. And please hit that subscribe button, because I know some people watch and they don't subscribe, but it helps the algorithm. Thank you again for listening. We will be back in a week.
Yes. Cheers.
Cheers.